Welcome to Season 1, podcast number 4 of Bruised Reads. Today we have the pleasure of meeting and talking to Emeterio Ramirez, who's been a friend of mine for a long time. And thank you, Emeterio, for joining us today and being willing to tell your story.
Thank you.
You ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. I've known you for about 8 years now.
Yes.
And today you look just so rested and healthy and happy. What's happened to you recently?
Recently, well, I've been doing good for almost going on 2 months being sober. I was sober for 8 months, but I relapsed for a month. And
What caused that?
just my anxiety, my depression.
Where are you now?
I'm at the shelter.
Good. Sleeping at night?
Sleeping at night. Sometimes I have tough nights sleeping. I have a sleeping disability.
Yeah. Apnea?
I guess it's insomnia.
Okay.
Yes, I take medication for it.
Okay. Are you under the care of behavioral health?
Yes, I am.
Good. And they're helping you, I hope?
Yes.
Okay.
I see my psychiatrist and my therapist.
So you were sober for so long. How did it make you feel? Do you remember the feelings that you had that last day when you decided to drink again?
Yes.
What was going on?
I was just going through, well, really like with my girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend anymore. We broke up. So that's what did it, that I know that we weren't gonna be together no more. But I'm okay now.
Okay.
And I'm good.
Okay, so acknowledging what caused it sometimes helpful, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what was life like for you as a little boy?
As a little boy, I got whipped by my dad because I pee in bed. And he used to throw me out, whip me, get me on my knees in the middle of the living room, throw me out. He had thrown me naked outside for me to stop peeing, but I couldn't resist it. I didn't know when I would wake up I would be pee, and he'll throw me out, whip me, and then throw me out. He did it for a while of time.
Yeah. How old were you when
I
that
was
first
like
started?
8 and 9.
Really?
Yes, and sometimes he'll throw me naked, sometimes he'll throw me with my shorts on. I would stay out there. My neighbors, sometimes friends, they'll tell me, "Oh, your dad threw you out again, huh?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Well, you could come over here inside our house and kick back, until he leaves." And I will go over there to their house, and I remember they would tell me, "Well, you want something to eat, some cereal?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah, it's good, I'll take some cereal, and I will wait until my dad will leave to work so I could go back inside the house."
Where was your mom?
My mom, she was there, but she couldn't do anything because my dad would threaten her. "You don't butt in,
Did you have brothers and sisters?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Older?
My sister, she's the oldest. Yes.
Did they defend you?
No, they couldn't. They were scared of my dad. Like I was scared of my dad too.
Yeah, I am too.
Yes.
So he's not living anymore,
No,
right?
he's not living anymore.
Yeah. How did he die? Do you know?
He died of colon cancer.
Really?
Yes.
How did you feel when you heard he died?
That's at the time when I was really drinking. When I met you, Ms. Kate, I was drinking for, it's like 2014, he passed away. I was drinking because when I grew up, I started getting along with my dad, and I confirmed him about what he did to me. And he told me that he never did that to me. He was denying it. And he called my mother and told her that I do that to my son, and And my mother said, yes, you did. And he got real upset about it.
Because he realized he had done it?
Yes.
I see. Did he ever ask you for forgiveness?
Yes.
You forgave him?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Yes.
Let you move on.
Yes. And he had tried to hit himself. There was a weight, a lifting weight. He got it, trying to hit himself in the head with it, because I guess he realized that he did that to me. And I went and stopped him from doing that. You know, and I told him, I love you, Dad, no matter what you did to me.
Yeah, so doesn't it help you sort of move on, knowing that he, at least for a moment, did he say, I'm sorry?
Yes.
He did. Okay.
Yes.
Good. So that puts you in a good place then today.
Yes.
Okay. Then you were 8 or so when all that happened. What was your older years like as you were, did you go to school?
I dropped off out of school when I was like in 9th or 10th grade to help my dad and my mom pay the bills, rent, and I didn't really learn how to read or spell, so I have a reading disability, and it's hard for me. It's hard for me to do that, to read and spell.
Okay. Have you worked? Had a job?
Yes, I worked. Yes.
What kind?
I did field work with my dad. I work in the fields with my dad.
Hard work, isn't it?
Yes, hard work. Yes, and he used to take me when I was like about 8 or 9 too. You know, even after I get whipped and that, he'll take me to work with him. You know. But,
What were the hard memories of growing up? We know about what your dad did, but were you in poverty? Did you have enough money for utilities, for the rent? Did you live with other people?
no, I always lived with my mom. My dad wasn't really around because he was with my stepmom that I have now, and he was with my stepmom most of the time. He was never really around. It was just me, my mom, and my brother, my 2 brothers, and my sister.
What happened to your 2 brothers?
My 2 brothers, one of them, he got deported. He's in TJ. And my other brother, he's a detective here in Santa Paula.
Really?
Yes, Hector.
Of course.
Yes.
The famous Hector Ramirez, right?
Yes.
Um,
And my sister, she takes care of my mom right now. Yes.
and lives with her?
My mom's living by herself, but right now she's going through, like, she's hallucinating, she's forgetting a lot, and she's going through it with that right now.
Is there any chance you, in your very responsible state right now, could stay with her and be a caregiver?
My sister's doing that.
Oh, I see.
Yes, I helped her. She fell last Friday. She fell, and my sister went to the house to see her, to prepare her meals and that, and she was on the floor. So she called me to go and help her to lift her up, where she was throwing on the floor from the bed.
Do you have a relationship with your sister?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So you have family, but is there a possibility you can live there with them?
With my mother, I can, because she's on housing.
I see.
Yes.
That's right. You have to honor
Yes.
the rules of that.
Yes, and right, I applied for housing. My 7 years are up, so I'm just waiting for my voucher, to get my voucher.
Many people are, and that is the biggest barrier to people leaving Harvard Shelter. It's having a place to go. Do you have an income? Are you working right now?
I'm on disability.
Okay.
Yes, I have messed up my discs in my back, and I have rods and screws in my back.
How'd that happen?
On the bicycle.
Wow.
Yes. And I got surgery. In May, it'll be 4 years that I got surgery.
Ever married?
Yes, my wife, she died in January. It was 2 years that she passed away. And I was going through a lot of drinking for those 2 years. And this time that I stopped drinking for 8 months, but then I relapsed for that month. and I went to the hospital. I went once. They put IVs. I came back out again. I started drinking again. I went the second time. I started drinking again. And then I went the third time. The doctor asked me if I really want to stop drinking, and I told him, yes, I do. So they left me in there for 2 days to detox, and that's when I went back. I came to the shelter.
Good. Are you getting help to stay steady and stay sober? Do you have a sponsor or a mentor?
No, I don't. I get the shot for me not to get the cravings.
Good.
I got it last month, and I'm gonna get another one this month coming.
That's Suboxone?
No, it's just a shot for, it's not Suboxone.
Oh.
No, I do not take no Suboxone.
Okay. Is it working?
Yes, it's working.
Great.
Yes.
Does your mind play tricks on you about, gee, I think I'd like a beer now, but no, I don't? How does that work?
No, it don't. And I also stopped smoking weed. I smoked weed for a lot of years, and I never stopped since I was 14. And to the times when I was in jail, that's the only times I didn't smoke. Mm-hmm. But now I haven't smoked. It's been over a month that I haven't smoked or drinking.
You're amazing, Emeterio.
Yes, and in 2011 I got off methadone. I was on methadone. I got off methadone because I used to use.
What drug of choice?
I used to use heroin and coke.
So what do you see as next steps for you in your journey of hope?
Stay sober, be sober, and be how you say it?
Well, you know what you want to say.
Yeah.
Is it like steady and confident and hopeful?
Confident. Yes, hopefully, yes.
Yeah. So with your income, do you see yourself getting, being able to live on your own?
It's kind of hard because of my car payment, my insurance right now. It's not enough for money for me that I get, because when I get my place, that's going to be a problem there.
Right. And you don't, you can't work, right?
Yes, I can't work. And that's my problem there. It's the income that I get, and well, it's my car payment and my insurance, really. And I'm planning of saving money.
Well, I'm impressed you have a car. I'm impressed that you have insurance. You must have a driver's license.
Yes, I do.
Right? You must have the car registered.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Those are very responsible things, so good for you. People who let those things go create problems for themselves, as you know. You get their car towed, and then what do?
Yes.
Do you have children?
I have a daughter and two grandkids.
Where is she?
She's here in Santa Paula. She lives in Santa Paula. I was living with her, but she threw me out because of my drinking problem.
Right. Do you blame her?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame her. I blame myself.
Yeah. Since you are on a new path, do you think you can heal that relationship with her? Do you have to prove yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
We talk now.
Oh, good.
We weren't talking, but we talk now.
She loves her daddy?
Yes. I apologize to her.
Good.
Yes.
Isn't it interesting that you apologize to your daughter in the way your dad finally apologized to you?
Yes.
So that's a healing thing.
Yes, it is.
Right. And the grandkids love you?
Yes, they do. A lot.
What's their names? First names only.
It's Adrian and Azariah.
How old are they?
Adrian, he's 12. Azariah, she's 5.
Where do you see yourself in 6 months?
In 6 months, sober and having my place.
Okay. So that requires case management on our part at shelter, and Sabriana knows what your goal is, I hope?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a plan, of course, that has to be put in place to make sure that your goal is reached, and all those little boxes that we set forth for you have to be checked off. And so you're doing that, I bet?
Yes.
Good. Okay, is there anything that we, people who love you, and particularly me who's known you and watched your journey, can do for you that we're not doing now at the shelter? You know what you need. What else can we do for you?
Well, I thank you for having me there at the shelter.
Well, that's the easy part.
Yes.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
So it's going to be the hard part when I find my place.
leave
That's
us?
what I'm thinking. That it's going to be hard for
How,
me.
describe hard.
And financially.
Oh, yes.
Yes, financially.
Well, God knows what you need, right, before you even ask Him.
Yes.
And so I know with the housing voucher, you only pay 1/3 of your income for rent. So hopefully it will leave you enough money for the car payment and insurance
Yes.
and be able to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Do you have any goals outside of getting housing? Do you have a goal like skydiving or learning to read and write or becoming a missionary? Is there anything that you long for?
I did go to college years back for learning skills, but it was, I mean, I got A's and B's, on my classes and that, but it seems like I forgot about it already because it's been so many years.
Have you thought about getting back into, the library has a wonderful reading program, learning English as a
Yes.
second language?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's been so hard for me that I've been through that with tutors and that, and years back, and I don't know why it's so hard for me to do that reading.
Well,
the
it's
spelling.
because you don't know how, but
Yes.
maybe with the right tutor, they can be
Yes.
maybe more patient or
Yes.
take you in a different direction. Are you willing to try again?
Yes, sure. And because they have found out that I have dyslexia, so that's what it is, that my learning disability.
Okay. Let's work on that. I'm
Sure.
going to make that a box on your 6-month plan to see if we can't find a tutor who can work with somebody with your disability and take advantage of that and just create something wonderful for you.
Sure.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like people to know about your life that might help them if they're struggling with family problems or substance abuse or housing or money, all of the things that create homelessness? Anything you'd want them to know?
Well, I want them to know to find that, what they need.
Okay.
What they need, their housing, their,
How important is it to find somebody you trust?
somebody that I trust. Well, the only one that I could trust is my daughter and my family.
Okay.
Yes. And Mrs. K. Wilson.
Yeah. And trust that we're going to take you back, love you, help you stand up when you need to, and we're not going to let you down.
Thank you.
What's the hardest part of your life? Can you mention one thing?
My hardest part is
Yeah.
my anxiety. That's my hardest part.
Do you know what causes it?
No, I don't. I just been having this for a long time.
What are you anxious? What causes it to trigger in you?
I don't know. Just the way I feel. I do not feel good with anxiety.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling. I think a lot of things come into my mind. And
Is
I
it
don't-
like a voice or a feeling?
like a feeling, an ugly feeling, fear. It's a fear feeling.
Who's helping you with that?
My psychiatrist.
Okay.
Yes.
And you've been seeing that person for how long?
It's been since, I think it's been like 9 months.
Okay. Are you seeing any improvement?
Yes, I take my medication for it,
Okay.
and that kind of takes my anxiety away. But sometimes, especially when I'm laying down, it seems like it's like worse that I have to get up, and I get real anxious.
Is that at night?
Yeah, when the mornings, at night.
Do
Sometimes
you
when
know
I
what
wake
that's
up.
called? It's called The Evening Wolves. There's some references to that in the Old Testament about how when we are at rest, the evening wolves will come out and they'll start circling us and scaring us and making us worry. I have them, quite honestly.
Yes.
But you might think about that. Ask God to take those evening wolves and push them away from you. And just see if He won't intervene and put a little hedge around you so you feel safe. Try that.
Sure. And I also came on Tuesday, Bible studies with Ramirez.
Good. Here at this church?
Yes, here at this church. And they prayed for me, for my anxiety and my depression. Yes, and he also told me that you helped them with college.
Yeah. Well, you're in a good place if you're doing that. That's just one of the more boxes that need to be checked. And taking care of yourself a day a week like that, and your psychiatrist and the medication, it all goes together to getting you well. And that's our goal for you.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's yours for yourself, right?
Sure.
Thank you, Emeterio. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing to somebody who's been where you are or where you were?
Well, I thank you very much, Mrs. K. Wilson, for all this and helping me there at the shelter.
Do you encourage people to get help? Is it important to reach out and get help?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, well, you're brave to tell your story, and I know others are going to be blessed by hearing it because we all have those terrible childhood experiences.
Yes.
And I'm grateful you came through it, and I'm grateful you and your dad had a chance to kind of mend that fence so that you can live your life without, hating your father.
Yes.
So good. All right. You're a blessing to us, Emeterio. Thanks for the story.
Bless you, too.
Okay.